Oh, interesting. I didn't even notice
Not part
that.
of the video.
Oh, he thought he wasn't. And then they don't care that he has no one to turn and talk to.
Okay, can I have conversations in five, four, three, two, and one? Very, very good. So I saw some good critical analyzation of the problem. You guys were really talking, using your content vocabulary and everything. So let me just a quick poll. How many of you believe that it is option A? Please raise your hand. How many of you think it's option A? All right, and option B. How many think of you as option? Okay, good job. Thank you for being brave, Daniela. Thank you for being brave. Now, if we take a look, boys and girls, right up here, we have an example from a student in another class. All right. I'm not going to give you details about who it was, but this person was kind enough and brave enough to let me use this so we can all learn together. All right, so we can all take some steps to learn together. Now, let's go ahead and analyze this question. Who could
All right, so based on what we saw in the video, what would you say the differences were between yesterday's lesson and this part of the lesson in this video?
Well, I was kind of doing the same thing, except that I should have done less talking and allowed the students to, in fact, I think my wait time, I did ask the students yesterday to find their errors, but I didn't wait for them. And when I saw that the student was having trouble finding it, I just got the answer from somewhere else. And I should have, it would have been better if I had allowed had more wait time for the students to analyze what they had done wrong and identify what they had done wrong, because their learning would be increased by that.
What's another way you can also, what did he do to increase engagement in the video? What did you see him ask the students to increase their engagement?
Well, I think one of the things he did was he talked about that it came from another class, the work that he was bringing to them.
What did he do to increase the peer-to-peer engagement?
Oh, he had them do their turn and talk.
Exactly. He posed the question and then he
let them do turn and talk.
Okay.
Yes, and it would have been really effective had I done turn and talk yesterday, because if I had done turn and talk, I would have gotten my answer in about a minute or less, because of that group, somebody knew the answer, and that's why the person that didn't give it to me, I just went to someone else. But had I let them turn and talk, I would have gotten the same results quickly, but it would have increased student learning because they would have had an opportunity to dialogue. And even just to express to the other student what the problem was would have increased learning, instead of me just having one person give an answer.
Excellent. So could you restate then what your action step would be, kind of in a nutshell?
Well, one of the things I want to make sure that I do is to incorporate turn and talk or multi-response just methods to make sure that I allow as many students as possible to verbalize answers and not just let the answers come from me. So I want to make sure that I incorporate more of that.
Right. So how can we compress that into a simple action step? What's the strategy we want to use? Use
multiple response strategies.
Use what's the name of this? Very good. Show call combined with
multiple response. Okay.
Combined with what did we have the students do? We had show call, then we had the show call, then you saw the teacher ask the students to do what? Turn and
talk.
All right, so our action step today, you can write this down so we can punch it, is going to be to use with
show call.
Let's flip it the other way. Let's make it use show call with the turn and talk.
Okay.
Excellent, thank you. All right, so now we're gonna script. The way scripting is gonna work is I'm going to write down what we're going to do at that point of the lesson. So you're going to write, I'm going to write, and then we're gonna exchange papers and we're gonna give each other 2 praises and 1 upgrade. And then after that, we will practice. So at this time, we're gonna pretend we're back at yesterday's lesson or a future lesson when you wanna prompt your students to do show call. So you'll think about what words you'll use to prompt your students for show call, and then use turn and talk. So just write out the complete script, almost like you're writing a movie script. All right, I'm almost done. Are
Okay,
you
so
ready?
I think so.
Why don't you take a look at mine and I'll take a look at yours?
This is
Yeah.
my question.
I like the way that I like your scripting because you put it like a play so I can read it. and this is synthesized, right?
Yes.
How has the student synthesized this data, and then the students are thinking, and then let's turn and talk to a partner. Good, I like the way you've captured all this. After what you've seen on mine, is there anything that you'd like to add?
I would definitely add, what you put in there is that first talk about what was done well, because this is their own personal information. And so turn and talk about what, these children actually did this. This is their own personal project. So for them to get a compliment is appropriate, because some children can be discouraged by just what they did wrong, and I didn't include that. But you had them first talk about what's great about this, and then talk about any issues, which I'm absolutely going to do.
Okay, would you like to add that to your script?
Yes.
And then we can get ready to practice.
Well, it's here, but I would do that first.
Okay. You'll get a chance to practice it in just a second, and then we're going to do something called practice perfect too. So let's already back pocket for ourselves. What will we do if we query the students and they don't seem to understand what it is they can do to make the correction, or they can't seem to recognize what's done right?
Well, what I can do is I had an exemplar.
Very good.
And I can just click over on my exemplar.
I like that.
And let them take a look at it and compare. In fact, as they're talking, turning and talking, I should have my exemplar up so that they can think of what, well, then they need to see them both. So what I would try to do is have both up so that they can compare as they're talking.
I love the way you thought that through. All right. Well, are you ready to take it live and be the teacher? Okay, I'll sit here and be the students. Lead me through the show call. You can stand if you'd like.
Oh, okay. All right, well, students, I want you to take a look at this storyboard that was created by Jaquavion. His storyboard is really interesting, and I want you to take a look at it and decide what you think what do you think is the most interesting or enjoyable thing about how he is presenting his data? What did he do that you would like to do, or that you think really captured you and made it interesting? Turn and talk to your elbow partner. We're going to talk for 45 seconds and just share with them what you really liked about that. All right, good job. Let's have a couple of people share out. Let's have this group. Well,
I like the way he used graphs to portray the information. It made it easy for me to understand.
Very good. I agree with that, because that is so well done. Very good job on that, Jaquavion, and we'll have another person share out. And now, boys and girls, I want you to take a look at my exemplar, and I'm going to put it up here right beside Jaquavion's. And I want you to see if there's anything that I included that he needs to include. I want you to look at our titles of the storyboard, look at his text boxes, look at his description on the bottom, and let me know if there's anything that he left out that he needs to include, or what's different. So let's talk about that. All right, we'll let some groups share out.
I noticed that he just put numbers and he didn't use any units.
Okay, so that's something
and
that...
your exemplar has units.
That's right. Is that something that you can take care of, Jaquavion, when we get to work in a few minutes? Good. All right.
All right, very good. All right, now let's practice the difficulty. Let's just go back to that one spot where you say, do you notice something different? And then I'll pretend that I don't know. And then you just prompt us again, just re-prompt me and say, okay,
All right.
Get us to be a little more specific.
Okay, so let's have some groups share out. What differences did you see? Okay, I want you to take a look. Let's just look at the titles.
Mhm.
Do you see anything different about my title and Jaquavion's?
Oh, he didn't put one.
Okay, very good. So you noticed that. Good. Let's let another group share out.
All right, thank you. I think you've got it. All right, so let's think a little bit about our practice today. What is it that we're going to be looking to happen in the next lesson?
I'm going to put use show call and include with that turn and talk.
Okay, good. And did our practice help us reach that goal today?
Yes.
Excellent. And when will you be having a class of a similar level, like a 3-5 class again, coming for tag?
3 weeks.
3 weeks because there's testing.
Yeah. Well, because next week is testing. The following week, I told you I won't be here.
Mhm.
And then the following week is testing.
Well, I will come back then.
But the week after that, I will get back on full schedule and
Okay.
I'll be seeing everybody. So,
Well, I will be back and
so
I'll look for
that week-
that show call and when you come back from when you finish the testing and come back. Thank you for your
Absolutely.
time today.
thank you.